it's men telling women how to wear a hijab. Like,
y'all lucky
hello?
I'm hijabi.
Those Hanifa dresses,
Y'all
I'm like,
lucky I'm
like,
hijabi.
exactly. People have gotten to know me like from like Medina, like who I am now.
Don't let this hijab for you.
Don't let it.
Don't.
Hijab is hard. Sorry. At the end of the day, it's hard. Like,
but like, how come nobody be liking me? Nobody got a crush on me.
That's like woo.
Let's talk about boys. Okay.
Don't say you're gonna start tomorrow. Start today.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Muti and you're watching XOXO Muti. This is the part that we kiss and we go. There you go. Welcome guys. This is officially season 2, episode 1. And we have a special guest here.
Hi guys, I'm Medina.
Okay, welcome Medina. So today's topic is going to be about, you want to know what the topic is going to be?
We're going to be talking about my hijab journey and just a journey in general for, women in Islam that want to start wearing hijab as well.
Let's get into it. But first, we're going to start off by telling us a little bit about you, Medina. So who are you, where you're from, and just anything.
Of course. So I'm Medina. I'm from Texas, but I'm Nigerian as well. I'm really excited to be here. I started wearing my hijab December of 2022, so it's been like over a year now. And I'm really, I looked up to Muti as well. So, Muti is definitely an inspiration to like help me get through my journey. I'm excited to like, be able to talk about it and help, people out there that want to be able to wear a hijab as well, because it's not easy. But I feel like, when you have representation as well, it really helps you, push yourself to make that next step.
Yeah, I think that's important to mention because people do think it's easy.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not.
Whether you wear it when you're a kid or you wear it, when you're older, like it's not easy at all.
Literally. And then as you grow older, you're always going to find certain challenges.
Definitely.
And you have days. Some days it is easy and some days it's just really hard. So it's just one of those things, just like school. It's always up and down.
Literally.
So I'm happy that you were here to share your story.
I'm happy to be here.
All right. So I do have some questions for you.
Of course.
It's just some questions that I would like to know, questions that I'm sure people on this journey or people that's even curious about how this journey even looks like would like to know.
Yeah.
So my first question for you is, tell us about your life growing up.
Okay, I think my life growing up was pretty like I lived with my mom, so it was just me and her by ourselves growing up. And I felt like growing up, like my mom wasn't too strict, but like I did like know like what boundaries I couldn't cross and not cross. But she was like kind of like she's Muslim as well, so it was like she'd be like, oh, like don't wear ripped jeans, like don't wear that. But she's never like you have to wear hijab, like you have to like cover up. So I kind of like growing up was like wearing shorts. I played soccer as well in college and growing up, so like I always like was wearing shorts, I was wearing athletic gear. So like I never really like thought about wearing hijab. But that's kind of how like my upbringing was, like growing up. Okay,
and I'm glad you mentioned the soccer thing because I actually want to touch on that. Are you still playing soccer now?
Yes, I do play soccer. God. So my first season of playing like soccer being hijabi was my junior. This year, my first year of playing soccer while being hijabi, and that's like another part within itself because like playing in the heat, covering up, like
you got to share, girl. You got to share. The story.
Okay, yeah.
They gotta know.
Soccer season is like, the prime, especially I live in Texas as well. So Texas is very hot, like, during that August time. So I was living in Seattle during the summertime. So like, it was very like cool, 70 degrees. Like I never like had like, it was never hot. Then like soccer, I came back from Houston. It's like 109 degrees every day for August. And like, I was covering up, wearing a hijab, wearing long sleeve leggings, and then wearing my soccer clothes on top. And I was always overheating. So I was constantly dehydrated. So I had to like drink so much fluid. Like it was bad. Like I went to a game once and it was like 1:15 on turf. My feet were burning. Like, hey, but alhamdulillah, like I feel like I played better. Like that's one of my best seasons that I've had since I've been in college. So I feel like, when you make, Allah says like, you get something up for him, he'll replace something better. So I feel like, I gave up, how I was dressing before. And now like, I had that really good season as well.
Okay, that's an amazing story. And for the fact that you're even able to still push yourself and motivate yourself is huge. Mm-hmm. So I want to know, how do you find that motivation? Because, honestly speaking, you literally can just stop and be like, I don't want to do this no more.
Yeah.
So where do you find that motivation to keep you going that, no, I still want to do this and I'm going to fight for this?
That's good. I feel like my motivation comes like, I had the year I started wearing hijab was 2022. So that Ramadan, I had a really good Ramadan. Like I feel like that's probably like one of the best I've had, like where I've actually like took it seriously, like no music. I really connected with Allah. Like I was reading the Quran every day. So I feel like I was like, after it ended, I kind of felt guilty that I wasn't wearing hijab. Like, it kind of like was eating at me like the whole summer. I was like, Medina, like, you had a good Ramadan. Like, maybe you should like people ask you, like, I hate when people be like, oh, you're Muslim? Like, that question bothers them. Like, what would make you think that, like, I'm not Muslim? But that's like, the hijab is like the first thing that, people see when they see a Muslim woman. It's like, I know you're Muslim because, you have a hijab on your head. So kind of like, I would experiment. I stopped wearing shorts outside of soccer. So I was like, let me just do like baby steps. So I stopped wearing shorts when I was leaving like practice. I'll put on pants before I leave practice. So I was like, those small things, I was like, it's not enough. Like, I feel like I need to like, there's something else I need. So like, I finally was like, you know what, Medina, like, just go do it. So I wore a hijab. And then after a while, it got hard. So I stopped. I stopped for like 5 days. I was like, no, like go back. So I feel like it's really like my love. Like, I know why I'm doing it. I'm wearing it for Allah. Like, I'm wearing this because Allah said that, He wants his women to be able to cover up and be able to guard like what they have. And, I feel like it's like the small things I know. People are like, oh, alhamdulillah, you look so beautiful. Even my mom's like one of my biggest supporters when it came to wearing hijab. Like, she's just so happy for me. She even cried when I told her, like, I was like, I want to do this. She was like, alhamdulillah, like, she prays every day. She makes dua for me every day. Like, that one day I'll be able to make this next step. And I feel like, my mom, Allah, like, my friends as well. Like, I have friends in my group that started wearing hijab as well after I did. So it's kind of like, you kind of feel like, you have that army that's behind you that will, like, won't let you go. And I feel like if I took it off, my friends would be like, no, go put it back on. So I feel like it just kind of like, it makes you like, I feel like the support around you, like, really makes you keep going as well. Like, you don't want to stop.
Yeah, that's important. Like, the support, honestly speaking, that's how
it speaks volumes. Yeah.
College.
Yeah, it speaks volumes.
Because imagine you leave, we grew up, in the masjid. We grew up with literally people around us every step of the way. We went to Saturday school. We saw each other during Ramadan,
literally.
Eid party, Sunday, every day almost. And then it's like you finally go off to college and you're on your own. So honestly, like, you can make decisions for yourself at that point. But that support, I didn't have any Muslims with me personally in school, but I always had support back home in Houston.
Yeah, exactly.
People I spoke with. And we, so
I think also like I go to HBC, so I go to Prairie View A&M. So like, I don't. Besides myself, I know one other Muslim that like wore hijab at that school when I'm like my freshman, sophomore year. So I feel like when you don't have that reputation that because when I go to like see my friends at UT Austin, like I'm walking, I'm seeing hijabis everywhere. It's kind of like when you're like, in that environment, like, you see more of yourself. But then like at the same time, I'm like, why don't I be that person where like people can look at me and be like, wow, I see myself, like, in that way. I think my biggest thing when I was like, it's easier for me to wear the hijab at home because like at home I see like, all my friends that wear hijab as well. So like I don't feel like different in a way. But I go to school, like I think my hardest thing was like how my friends or people around gonna be like, when they see me, they're gonna be like, like, don't you used to do this? Why are you wearing? Why you
gonna remind you?
They'll remind you of your past, exactly. So I'm like, people will be like, like, you used to do this. Why are you wearing a hijab now? But I kind of like how like truly like no one cared.
Yeah.
Like I feel like next to support, the fact that no one brings it up is like fine with me. Like I don't want you to be like, So I feel like when I got to school the first that spring semester when I got back in January, no one like I feel like I walked through the class. I'm talking to my friends. No one's actually.
You didn't even tell them. You
I just showed up. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I never announced this having. Like, I don't know. I don't want to announce it. I feel like when I announce it, I kind of like it brings like a lot of eyes. So I feel like when I walk into class, I'm talking to everybody. Like no one's bringing up the fact that I have a scarf on my head. So I'm like, that's even better. Like don't just act like you don't see it. So like I feel like I was going to school. Like people were like wearing like it was like I felt like it was like natural. Like then my friends asked me like why are you wearing that? Like what's the reason behind that? They all just like accepted me how I was. Like when I left school in December, so I feel like it was really nice to have people like not like feel like I have someone like eyes on me. I kind of felt like I'm just walking back to school like a regular day, like no one really like care like what I had in my head as well.
So like before you started wearing hijab, did you make it known to your friends that you were Muslim and they knew?
Yeah, people know I was Muslim because like they'll be like, oh, like why are you praying, stuff like that, or like Ramadan, they'll be like, oh, what's Ramadan as well. But I feel like that's like the basics, But I feel like when I started like actually like showing them, hey, I can't go there with you guys anymore. Like I can't do that. That's like not what I do. That's when they're like, oh, like this is like really like Islam as well. And they have a lot of questions. Like I had a friend, my best friend Sierra. She comes to mosque with me. She came to the Lodge of the Qadr with me like one day. So I brought her like a abaya, and she had her hijab on. She came. I feel like those are friends that I want. Like even if you're not Muslim, like you still like I still feel like I still feel included, and you support me as well. So it's really nice as well.
Yeah. We're gonna backtrack here. You touched on a lot of things that I actually like had wanted to ask you.
Sorry.
But we're gonna backtrack because there's some things that I would like for you to kind of talk a little bit more about because it's just so important. So you did mention that you grew up Muslim, you grew up with your mom, and your mom was very supportive of you wearing your hijab when you started. So did you ever feel pressure to wear your hijab growing up throughout your journey of, becoming an adult?
No, I never felt pressure. I just think it was more of like, I felt like, would there be pressure once I wore it? Cause like, I feel like, once you wear it, it's kind of like people are looking at you like, this is you now. So there were times like, I kind of like will wear it, go place and I'd be like, I don't know, this is for me. I feel like I look ugly. Cause when you first wear it, that jersey hijab that you put on, the egghead that you get, like, every time I look in the mirror, I'd be like, The jersey hijab, those are my favorites, but like, I'll be like, I can't do the jersey. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, this egghead is not working for me. My head's already big enough. Like, so I'll be like, I want to take it off, but it's like, everybody knows I wear it. So it's like, I feel like there's pressure behind it because I feel like I can't mess up. Like, you know what I mean? So I feel like I always have like those eyes where I can't backtrack anymore. Like, I feel like I'm kind of like stuck in this phase. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like, I feel like my friends still support me if I decide not to wear it. But I feel like at the same time, like that pressure kind of helps me, like, keep going. I'm like, there's no going back at this point.
So the pressure can be good and bad.
It is good and bad, yeah.
Okay, that's good. And I also wanted to know, so you mentioned a little bit about college, you're in college, you're playing soccer. So how did that transition in your team itself?
Yeah, So, like my freshman and sophomore year, my freshman and sophomore year, I was kind of like, the fun girl. I am, like, I'm really loud. I have great energy. Like, I like to, like, I feel like people didn't really care because that didn't really affect who I was, like, as a teammate. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a captain of my team as well. So, like, I feel like I can still lead you covered up or not covered up. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? It's really, like, my skill didn't change. Like, I'm still the same person. I just don't show my arms and my legs, So I feel like my friend, like, my teammates didn't really care that much because they're like, this is still Medina. She's still our captain. She still leads me, brings good energy. She just, she just doesn't do stretch anymore. She doesn't, like, show her skin anymore. And I feel like also, like, they kind of know, like, they kind of support me in a way because they're like, oh, wait, coach, we can't buy this shirt because, Medina can't wear it because it shows our arm.
Oh my
so,
God, I love it.
And I feel like my team's more inclusive as well to me. Like, if it's like we get like shirts, Medina gets a large first of all. Like, I always get large and everything because I don't want anything too tight. So, like, I always get first dibs on, like, items that we get. So, like, anything oversized, like, if we have a large and a medium, I get the large first of all before everybody else get the medium. Like, my coach ordered me leggings. Like, I feel like they're just so inclusive to me. Like, I don't feel like left out anyway, like, compared to everybody else. Yeah.
And I think that is really important because I think a lot of people sometimes first of all, some people don't even voice out that.
Exactly.
I know people that have covered up the fact that they're Muslim. Like, hijab aside, for example, if you're out and everybody's ordering pork, you just feel like, oh no, I can't tell them I can't eat pork. I have to. But honestly speaking, people have to know that people will literally support you. Y'all, so I'm in a sorority. You will be surprised.
You'll be surprised.
I'm in a sorority, and we have to do the whole probate and everything. Yeah. And my line sister wore hijab for the probate. Yeah. Because we have to look alike, and they're like, Booty can't do no hair. Yeah. So she literally wore hijab, helped her tie it, and then when we do the whole when we basically like get in or whatever, they have the Bible, the whole ceremony. Yeah. And they gave me Quran.
That's wild.
I swear. So the Bible, everybody gets a Bible and it has their name craved on it. They got me a Quran and they craved my name on it.
That's what you need. Like, that's
it was not no last minute stuff. That means they put some
really thought process into it. Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah, literally people will support you. My friends, they know we're not getting anything.
That's the main thing. Like, you have to speak up for yourself. Yeah. I think, like, with me as well as, like, college, like, you think about partying, I was always scared to be like, like, I don't want to go that place. Like, I was, that's like one of my biggest things now. Like, my friends invite me places, I'm always scared to say I don't want to go. But it's like, I feel like if I don't want to go, like, they're going to be like, okay, like, you don't have to go. Yeah. But I feel like it's just my inner self. I feel like I don't want to be that person where, like, that friend where it's like, I don't want to go there. Sorry, I don't want, you know what I mean? So I feel like now, like, my biggest thing is, like, I want to speak it for myself and be like, sorry, I can't go. Like, now I don't want to go. I'm not going type stuff. So
and also, it's also another way of educating them.
Yeah, exactly.
Because really, they don't really know. A lot of people don't know because sometimes they be confused. Or sometimes I get asked, but I have a Muslim friend. They do this.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's the biggest one. Like, they'll be like, my friend doesn't wear it down. I'm like, everyone's different. Like, I'm not going to speak on your friend, but, like, everyone has, like, their own, like, journey on how they get to Islam. Like, you never know. Your friend, I'm wearing it, like, next tomorrow. Like, you never know. So it's like, it's good to be able to be like that person where, like, they're able to ask them questions like, oh, I didn't know Muslims couldn't do this. Some of my friends didn't know we fast Ramadan. Like, they thought that we can, like, drink water. I'm like, no, like, no food, no water, like, nothing.
Not even water.
Yeah, exactly. That's the main question. No water either? Like, no water.
Christians also fast.
Exactly, yeah. But, like,
but they drink water.
Exactly. So she was like, no water. I'm like, no, we don't do no water, babes. Like, so I think it's nice.
So I have a friend and she's really interested in wearing the hijab. However, she has been working at this job for like 4 years and everybody knows her as this person who's so jolly, this person who doesn't wear the hijab. And she's like, I'll start wearing the hijab when I get a new job because when she gets a new job, nobody's going to know her and it's like a fresh start. Yeah. And I know you literally transition in the middle of your entire career, in the middle of your entire life. So did you come across those thoughts about, transition in the middle and how do you get over it? Any advice regarding that?
Yeah. So, okay. I don't want to get serious, but, it's like hijab at the end of the day is like a very like serious thing because like it is in the Quran as well. So my mom always told me like, I always be like, okay, mom, maybe I should wear like, after I graduate when like I'm done with school and I meet like a new set of people. My mom was big on like, Dina, you don't know if tomorrow's here. Like, you don't know if you're going to be here tomorrow. So I always be like, you know what? I'm trying to say like, I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to do it here. Cause like at the end of the day, like, only Allah knows when like our last day on this earth is gonna be. So I was like, you know what? Like that's why it was literally I started wearing hijab on some random Thursday. It's literally random Thursday. I put it on. I put a hood on. I went to class. And I took it off in the middle of class. And I was like, you know what? Like this is me. Like this is like this is it. And so I feel like another thing with hijab is like I worked so. In the summertime, I do intern. I am a computer science major, so I interned in Seattle, Washington. I was in a whole new state, and I had a whole new job, and I was working. And like, I was like, you know, this is my chance to be able to be like, you know, this is who I am. So everybody that I met from that day on, like, they only know me as like, you know, somebody that wears a hijab. So I was wearing abayas and hijabs every single day at work. Like, I always make sure I'm the statement. Like, you know, I don't want to feel like have to like minimize like my religion and my culture because I want to work at a job so badly. Like, you know. So I think I really was like, I wore abayas every day. I wore different color hijabs. So it kind of like brought who I was into like some type of like style or person. So like everyone knew that this is how I was coming, this is how I worked. And my job was like very like, you know, they're very like, no one really like cared. There was no dress code. So I feel like, you know, you should just always wear a hijab because like you're not wearing it for other people, you're wearing it for yourself and Allah. Like, you know, it doesn't matter if someone says like, oh, you don't look good. If you think you look good, you look good. Exactly. No one can tell you don't look good. You know, no one's opinions on like what you're wearing and how you wear a hijab is their business, to be honest. Yeah. So I feel like, you know, I did have people joke around and be like, oh, when are you gonna take it off? I'm like, that's not funny, like, anyways. But like, I didn't mind them. Like, you know, like, they're not gonna get to me because, like, you know, I know why I'm wearing it at the end of the day. But I feel like if you like really renew your intention, like, you know, I'm wearing this for Allah, like, no one can tell you anything, honestly. Only the good will help you, but the bad won't affect you at all. Yeah. I feel like that's really like a big thing as well. Okay. And like also like, find styles, like, you know, hijab isn't like a one size fits all. Like, you have to really find the styles. Like, I feel like for me, like, I was doing like the wrap around. I had to really find the edge. I need like, you know, some type of like frame. You have to find like, I wear like Bella hijabs now, but like jersey, I don't like chiffon as compared to people, but like, find your style, find like what you like, you know, like the clothing that makes you look good. Like, because a hijab, like, you don't have to like, don't ever feel like you have to feel ugly in your hijab. Like, hijab it's like another way to like be able to show your beauty in another form. So like, find what makes you feel comfortable and beautiful within yourself as well.
Exactly. And literally, I know someone that only wears black hijab. Yeah. So you can choose. You don't have to say, I gotta wear all the color. People used to make fun of me wearing black.
Because I don't wear color. Every day you see me on Monday through Friday, I'm wearing a black and brown hijab. Those are two that I have. Like, I wear every day to school. So like, don't ever feel like, you know, you might see people I know I do too. Like in the beginning, I was like, I don't like that hijabi, like influencer, but it's like at the end of the day, like, I'm not her. Like Allah didn't make me her. So it's like, I have to find who I am, my style, like what I like, what I don't like. And that'll help you like, you know, build your kind of own, like, you know, hijabi style as they call it, or just build like, you know, what makes you feel good about yourself as well.
And I'm glad that you mentioned the influencer thing because that's another thing people talk about. Because a lot of times, you know, there's certain people that we follow on social media, and at some point they transition, whether it's a hijab or whether it's a not hijab. And it's really important to clean your area.
So I feel like when it comes to like, you know, hijab journey, you should follow people who want to be like in the end. Because I feel like following who you are now, like in the beginning of the hijab journey, is like not who you're gonna be, like, you know, 1 year's time, 2 years time. So I feel like my thing was like I want to follow people who like, you know, dress modestly, like, you know, wear full hijab, like complete hijab, don't really show too much hair because that's what I want to be, like, you know, in the future. So I feel like, you know, a lot of times, like, I follow influencers, like, at the moment, it's kind of like, you know, I'll see videos like, you know, why is I wearing my hijab? I'm like, you know, let me go ahead and unfollow, because, you know, that's not what I want to see right now when, you know, I'm just starting, because, like, you know, I'm still in the beginning phase, so, like, anything might trigger me to be like, you know what, let me not wear it anymore. Yeah. So I feel like, you know, really follow who you want to be, like, because, you know, you don't want to follow people just to follow, just because, you know, everyone's hijab is different, like, you know, what you want, or, like, you know, just in general, everyone's hijab is different, so, like, you don't want to follow people, like, you know, who you don't connect with, like, you don't, like, you know, feel, like, you know, type of, like, you know, connection to. I think it's, like, the biggest thing as well.
And that's okay, like, clearing people out from your space, it's okay, and not only even social media, even in real life, too. If this friend doesn't seem as supportive, if you feel different, if you feel like it is affecting your journey, it's okay. Just, you know, separate yourself from what it is and just focus. Like we said, it's literally just a one-way road, and you always remember who you're doing it for. Yeah, that's the big thing as well. Like, you really, like, they're going to be hard decisions that come with, like, you know, this journey. Like, you're going to have to cut friends off. You're going to have to stop doing things that you like to do before. But I feel like the reason is, like, you're doing it for, like, a higher purpose in a way. Yeah. So it's like, you know, those hard decisions, like, they're hard right now, but later on, you're going to see the effects of, like, you know, making those decisions now. Because like, down the line, you won't be doing things that you used to do anymore. Like, you'll be more within yourself. You'll be more secure within yourself as well. Yep. And it all comes with it. Let's take a different direction, right? We're going to go ahead and go like, woo! And let's talk about boys. Okay? What does wearing the hijab, what comes with it in that specific aspect?
Just first and foremost, you're not gonna, like, the way it was before you wear hijab is not gonna be the same way now, because, like, you know, now you're covered up. That's the main thing. Like, the boys that were looking at you before, they were seeing, you know, everything you have to offer, but now, like, the only thing you have to offer is your personality and, like, the way, like, you present yourself at this point. So I feel like that comes with some respect as well. I feel like, you know, with some of my guy friends, they were just boundaries they wouldn't cross anymore. Like some of them don't even touch me anymore. Which is they don't give me hugs or they don't dive in anymore. It's just like okay, because you know they kind of respect you know who I kind of am now, which is good. But I feel like you know when you're trying to be serious, you know you're talking about like marriage now, like you know finding like you know your partner. I feel like now that you wear a hijab, like the dating pool kind of cut in half because you know a lot of people that you're attracting are Muslim men now. So kind of like you know. And people come to a more respectful way, like, you know, they're kind of like, you know, Assalamu alaikum. Like, I feel like people now, like, approach me, like, you know, a proper Islamic way. They're not just DMing you, come like, oh, you look good, blah, blah. It's like, it's kind of like, it's more respectful, like, which is what you want, because you want people to, like, you know you for you, not for what you have to offer, like, what you're showing. I feel like that's, like, a big thing now. Like, it's not the way it used to be.
And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like around, like, 12, 13, it kind of hit me. You know, like I mentioned, I've been wearing my hijab my whole life. Like, around that age, it kind of hit me. And sometimes I'd be sitting there and I'd be like, how come nobody be liking me? You know,
that's real. You be like, damn,
got a crush on me.
That's like another thing. Like that's another part of like stage one where you don't realize like you know you're different now. Like you're not the same person. Like, you're not getting your hair done. Like, you're not wearing cool outfits. Like so, it's like you gotta realize like you know things are gonna change. Like you may not like it, but it gets better.
It's really a good thing.
It's good. It's what you want. It's what you want for yourself. Like you really want people to like approach you for yourself. Yeah. I feel like people have gotten to know me like from like Medinat, like who I am, not like you know. Just what I used to be, like what I used to wear, like, you know, I feel like I've met friends, like, it's like weird to think about, like, a lot of people that I've met for the past year don't know what I look like without hijab, like, and, you know, I have friends that do, cause, like, you know, I've been wearing it forever, but, like, now people that I've met, like, some of my best friends that I've met now, like, they only know me for, like, literally, just, you know, me, like who I am, my personality, like how good a friend I am to them, not because, you know, I have really cool outfits, like, you know, I do this, like, my hair.
You got real cool outfits?
my hair looks nice, they know me for me, so I feel like that's what you want. People like really like understand who you are as a person, not what you have to offer to them. So I feel like it's good, and it'll be good. You'll understand later on, like down the line, where you meet people, like you're like, damn, like you actually like me for like who I am, not because, you know, things that we've done in the past as well.
And we're not saying like these thoughts are not going to come in your head. Even within my friend group, I have some non-Muslim friends, and sometimes that thought does come in my head. Sometimes I feel as though maybe I may be overbearing, for example. Maybe they have to accommodate too much for me. But trust me, it's not, you know, it's all about respect. They respect you, which is why things are going to seem different. And of course, having a conversation is always really
always
important.
Speak up. I think also like the thoughts are never gonna go away, but I feel like as you get older, it like the journey prolongs. Like you realize like they're not like the thoughts are just they're like back in the back of your mind. Like they don't like influence you and like what you do now, but like in the beginning it might influence you to do things. But like at the end, like you have the thoughts. Like, I always think about when I'm my friend. I'm like, dang, like I wish I could wear that. Like, you see a cute outfit online, you're like, I wish I could wear that, but it's like it doesn't really affect me. Like I'm just like, oh, I wish I could wear it. I'll move on. You know what I mean?
I still be saying that. Sometimes I look at me, I be like, y'all lucky I'm hijabi.
Those Hanifa dresses,
I'd be like,
hijabi. Exactly, no, that's a big thing. I'd be like, you guys are lucky. Like, you know, I really like try to move on because like I've been seeing Hanifa, I've been seeing some outfits. I'm like, Lord knows,
don't play with it. But you know what? I got the close friends like us. We be throwing these sisters party and we go all out. So you will still have that space to still express yourself without wearing your hijab.
You don't have to, like, you don't have to not wear things. Like, you can wear them, but like, you know, it's more like you can like close. So people like you like, you know, are close with them, not because you're not waiting for everybody else to see. Like, you can still buy nice things. You can still buy those dresses, like all those outfits, like that you're just not wearing them, you know, out.
My t-shirt at my school said, "Don't let this hijab for you.
Don't let it.
Don't." I feel like you have a very, very unique style, and you really, really put things together. She has a mixture. Would you call it like street?
Yeah, definitely.
Like hijabi street?
I think like streetwear. Like I'm about trying to make it more modest on the other side. So like I don't want to ever just like feel like I'm wearing a non-modest outfit and just throw my hijab on top and say it's hijabi, like, you know, fine, I guess. So I try to like, you know, have like a good like balance between.
Her outfits are fire. So I want you to tell us, where do you get your outfits from, and what are some starter websites that we can find some outfits and hijabs?
I think my main thing, like hijabs first. Like I feel like I kind of like will pick a hijab first and then figure out, like, you know, what colors like outfits I want to like go by. But I feel like Vela, I really like Vela hijabs. Like I feel like that model, like it's kind of like light fabric, so I feel like it's not like for my face too much. You can style it a lot. I use like with pins or like magnets as well. I feel like with hijab, like there's like a little things that you need. So I feel like pins are gonna be your best friend. Like you need pins, the closed ones and the ones that you just stick in your head. Magnets are a really good thing as well. I feel like magnets are really good. And then Vela hijabs, I feel like Lena Ziada is really good as well. Or just like your local, like, you know, Muslim shop as well. Like I feel like the $5 hijabs that I get at like the local stores by my house, I feel like they're just as good as any other hijab that you can find as well. Don't ever feel like, you don't know, as a hijab that you can like spend like copious amount of money. So like before you start, get your black hijab, get you maybe a good black abaya, like some basic color that can go with everything.
Yeah.
And that like start there. Like don't just start buying all like a lot of things that you won't end up using. So I feel like Bella Hijab is really good. Linen Ziyada, like I have their abayas. They're like these really good like linen abayas. I have them like every color. I feel like they're really affordable for like, everyday use. I wear them to school, just like the mosque or anything like that. I feel like good like upscale abayas. Avani is really good. Abayas by Phil San. I live by her abayas. Like I have them for like, abayas by Phil San. She's like a Turkey based company. She has really good abayas as well. I'll probably like ask them to like maybe like link them on the screen somewhere, and then she'll have them like for you guys to look at.
And y'all, I know I said I don't like jersey. She like jersey. She like chiffon. Just try everything out.
Yeah, I did. I tried everything. I feel like after trying everything, I was like, modal and jersey for like more for me. I feel like I wear chiffon for like outer, like going out, like the parties that make more sense. Like I feel like chiffon has like kind of like more like upscale look than like jersey would give you. But I wear chiffon like everyday use like modal and jersey.
Yeah, so definitely try it out. See what works for you. Even me personally, I used to wear only a black underpiece. Now I like my underpiece to match my scarf.
I'm trying to get there too.
So,
I'm trying to get there too.
I used to have that one black piece. Me and that black piece went together real bad, but it's really steps. So
I think also Shein. No. Oh, shout out Zainab. Zainab, you see this? Zainab put me on like Shein. Like I feel like Shein affordable. So like they have like there's like a lot of abayas and like so I feel like I bought like a black scarf, undercaps, pin. I feel like $50 on like just like basic like essentials that you need. And I feel like Shein got me through my first couple months as a hijab because I really want to make sure like I was like in it, not just for like to look cool. I want to make sure I'm in it to like be in it. So I feel like I bought like a lot of hijabs off Shein. They have the jersey chiffon. I bought all those. I used that for a couple months, so I was like really like set in myself before I started going on like trying other colors and other styles. But like if you're starting off, Shein like a really good place to like buy like those like essentials. Affordable. Like they sell like the undercaps like they have it's like $3 for $2. Like that's really good. Like starting out like so you're not like spending a lot of money on being.
And the undercaps really helps like your hijab not move. Even if you don't show it, you can like still put it on and put your scarf over it.
They're really good,
without it moving. All right, so we have had a really amazing discussion. I loved it. I had a great time.
Me too.
I hope you did
really
too.
Enjoyed it. Yeah.
But before we go, we gotta leave something with the people. So what are some steps by steps that you can tell people who are looking for this journey, who is searching for this, but they just don't have that support? They just don't have the resources, the means. What are some things that they can do to start working on that journey?
First thing is, if you don't have support, Muti will put my Instagram. Always DM, like even me or her, like always just like I feel like if you see someone that looks like you, just text them. Like you'd be surprised, like Muslim sisters, like that are hijabis, just in general, like Muslim sisters that they're so like warming because like we know what it feels like, to like feel like these, like have these feelings of like I don't feel beautiful in my hijab, maybe I want to get there, but I don't know where to start. Like someone in this world has always been in that stage before, so like always reach out. Like a DM goes a long way because you can find like a lifelong best friend in your DMs. Like so I feel like the first thing is like you don't have support, find support somewhere. Like the mosque, that's a big thing as well. And I thought the first step, like, if you want to start your hijab, figure out, like, why you want to do it. Like, are you wearing it because you saw someone else wearing it? I think, like, have intention, like, figure, are you wearing it because, I saw my friend wearing it? I'm doing it because of Allah, like, I'm doing it for myself. Like, figure out, like, why you're doing it. Because in the end, like, why you're doing it is going to get you a long way.
The why
is the biggest part because, like, you're going to have a lot of challenges and you don't know why you're doing it. You're going to get lost.
It's going to be
That's a big thing. Okay, so we have our why. The next thing is, okay, where do I want to start? Like, don't say you're going to start tomorrow. Start today. Like, if you have to put a hood on, I feel like for me, my first couple of days, I had a hood on my head. But I had my hijab under, but I had a hood on, but listen, I knew that my hijab was under my head. Like, you know what I mean? So I feel like that'd be the biggest thing. Like, put it on, see how it looks. And then once you have it on, YouTube videos, TikTok, hey, like, how do I wrap your hijab like this? How do ways to wrap your chiffon hijab, ways to wrap jersey hijab. Do that. Don't think too much about your style. Like, just do the basics. Like, wear whatever you're gonna wear before. Maybe like at least like long sleeve. Like cover it up at least, and then put your hijab. Like, don't be too hard. Like, I feel like I'm not wearing loose fitting clothes. Like, start somewhere. Like, always give yourself the grace that you're starting from the ground up. So like, be nice to yourself. Like, I'm gonna start here. Then at the end, like I want to be here at the end. I feel like that's the biggest thing. Like, step 3, I want to say maybe like pray as well. Like that's not even step 3. Like throughout all these steps, like always talk to Allah. Like, Allah guide me. Allah help me. Like always ask Allah to give you the right way. Like to how to get there. And I feel like also like step 4 would be like find clothes that you like. Find your style because how you dressed before is not how you're gonna dress now. So you're gonna make sure you're finding clothes that speak to like your style, but in a more modest way where it can accommodate your hijab as well. I think the last step would be like just like, be comfortable within yourself. Like, you know, you have to love yourself. Like, don't look for outside people to tell you, like, you know, you look good in your hijab. Like, always tell yourself, like, you know, I look good. This is how I feel. This is how I'm gonna, you know, get through every day by day, and like, you know, be a hijabi as well.
I think overall, the most important thing is for everyone to be. You have to acknowledge that it is a journey.
Yeah,
and things are going to change. If you can accept that and you're ready for the journey and the change, I pray Allah guides you.
Don't be online too much. I feel like a big thing you see is like, you know, you might be in comments on like Instagram Reels, and you'll see like guys or like just trolls in the comments. That's a big thing as well. Like, people, like, I see that and I'd be like, dang, like, y'all are like strict. But it's like, you don't know what other people are going through where like you're commenting like that. So I'm like, don't like look at comments and be like, oh, this sister, like, maybe she looks like me, like, with her hijab journey. Like, you know, people are telling her, like, you know, that's not hijab, blah, blah, blah. That's not you. Like, don't let people tell you, like, what to do with yourself. You know, like, this is your journey. Like, this is, like, you know, this is not your end. So, like, don't let comments influence you. Like, you know, people are saying, like, that's not hijab, so you gotta do this, you gotta do that. There's things from because most of the time it's men. I'm gonna be honest. Most of the time it's 99% of the time. Literally, it's men telling women how to wear hijab. Like, you don't wear hijab, like, you don't cover up, like, so I don't know you don't let them tell you what to do with your body. Don't let them tell you to do like your hijab, because they don't know what it's like. So you ask them to do it now, and they'll be like, this is hard. Exactly. Hijab is hard. Sorry. At the end of the day, it's hard. Like, it's a journey. It's gonna be hard. You're gonna have ups and downs, but like, at the end of the day, like, know why you're doing it. Know, like, you know, fall in love with it. Just like, you know, find the people that look like you, find people that, like, you know, you want to be like, and then, like, that'll help you, like, you know, get through this all, like, you know, by yourself, or alone, or with other people as well.
Yeah, exactly. Mic drop. All right, y'all. This is coming to an end. I am so blessed, truly inspired by your story. You know, I feel like you experienced a lot of challenges that, number one, I've never experienced. And number two, those are challenges that actually deter people from starting that journey. And you literally knocked every single thing down, and you're so young, mashallah. You did this. So I pray Allah makes it easy for you from today throughout your entire journey. And if anyone's out there thinking about starting the hijab, like Medinat says, start today. We are making dua for you. And if you have any questions, be sure to comment it down below. Thank y'all so much for watching.
Thank you, guys. Pray that Allah, like, you know, if you're having these thoughts, may Allah guide you. Make sure you're praying. Like, praying is a big thing as well, because, you know, when you ask something, Allah's going to give it to you. So make sure you're always praying every day to ask for these guidance, and may Allah make it easy for all of us. Ameen.
Ameen. If you enjoyed this,
period.
No, I gotta.
Oh, okay, sorry.
If you enjoyed the video, share, like, comment, subscribe, and that's the next fucking video. Period.
Period.